Hey everybody. I'm not doing an intro at the very beginning anymore, at least not for now. See Betty Boop's here, and let me know if you can hear me, Betty Boop. Haven't been live in a while, and oh, maybe you're not even here. I don't know if anybody, okay, I don't know if anybody can hear me, so if you come in and you can't hear me, just let me know. Well, you don't know that I said that. All right, we're going to talk about Ashley Madison, not a person. It's just two first names that were put together to make a website for dating, but what it is really is for people to have an affair. It says, life is short, have an affair. Can y'all hear me? I see there's a couple people in here. I hope you can hear me. I guess I could go on my phone and see if there's sound real quick here, since nobody's saying anything. Okay, y'all can hear me. All right, so I don't know how much you know about Ashley Madison. It got hacked back in 2015, and in order to see the people who signed up for it on these lists, you had to go on the dark web. But at one point, they released the list of all the people because they hacked them, and they gave them 30 days to pay up or take it down. I can't remember now, but you know, they had 30 days or the names were going to get released, and they didn't pay up. They didn't do it. So the names got released, and at some point I saw a list. I think they came out in, you know, like groups or pages, or, you know, not all at once. And I actually had a few people I knew on there. One of them just recently passed away. And, you know, everybody, I mean, a lot of people knew. I mean, word gets around, and a lot of people knew. But, so here's Ashley Madison. Here's their website. And after they got hacked, and even people, you know, one person took their life. I think it was a pastor. He took his life over getting caught on this website. And we'll look at a little bit. There's, hey, Bones, good to see you. Good to see you. There's a couple called the Raiders, Sam and, what was her name? I've got all this down here. Sam and I'm trying not to play any links or anything. I may play a little bit, but that's why I'm just talking, because YouTube is not wanting us to share other content. Where are they? So it's a couple of YouTubers, and he's a Christian, or they're a Christian couple, and they had a couple of kids, Sam Raider, and he's a big part of the Netflix documentary, and he says in there, he's saying that, you know, he told his wife, you know, yeah, I mean, at first he was like watching to see if they showed him, if his name was going to come out, because he heard about it. Hey, Mark Klein, good to see you too. To see if his name came out, and then when his name came out, he told his wife that, yeah, I signed up for it, but I didn't ever meet anybody. Well, come to find out later, and I don't think he told all the bad stuff he did, but evidently he did a lot. Not just on Ashley Madison, but all kinds of things. And here they were, this upstanding Christian couple with these children. Oh, thank you, Bones. With these children. Yeah, he lied big time. And so he was having these, here, I should have a video with, or here, this has it in it. Let me share this one. This one has some of the stuff in it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Sam Rader right here. His name, Sam Rader. And he's the guy who, I didn't know anything about Sam Rader until I saw this Ashley Madison documentary. But he had gone into the bathroom. They like faked a pregnancy, evidently, this Sam Rader guy. He's this upstanding Christian man who was having affairs on Ashley Madison and elsewhere and lying about him. And there's Josh Duggar and Hunter Biden. We'll go through these in a minute. I'm trying to find Sam Rader. There he is. Do y'all recognize this couple? Because I never knew them. I don't think I've ever watched any vloggers, especially a young Christian family. It's just not, I mean, I'm an old lady and I'm not into watching young families. But this guy, and she forgave him. She forgave him the first time, and when everything came out the second time, she forgave him. They are still together. Yes, I agree, Betty Bambi, but I thought it was good too. And not too long, like it was just 3 episodes, so you can get through it pretty fast. If you haven't watched it, I didn't know all this stuff until I saw it the other day, recently. I did not know what all took place. Believe it or not, even in 2015, we weren't as advanced in our social media and everything, and I wasn't as into watching a lot of stuff as now. I remember some people thought Ashley was sleeping with a bunch of men, but it's a company. Yes, Ashley, and here's another thing. This Ashley Madison dating site is set up for people to have affairs. I mean, that's the intent. That's what makes it different from all the other dating sites out there. And they promised that they would keep all the information confidential. And there was some hint of it getting out, and they hinted that, or there was a hint that it was going to get out, and they told their people, they charged them $19 a month. I think it was a month. They charged them money to keep it wasn't a month. It couldn't have been a month. But they were charging them $19 to keep their data private, and then they got hacked. But here's the thing. They weren't doing anything to keep it from getting hacked. They didn't have things set in place. And they're still there. So anybody who trusts them to be discreet and to go find you I was going to say, well, let's call it an F-buddy, okay? Because what it is you want to date outside of your marriage, but you want a way to find these people. Whoever in here ever went on a dating site? I had it in, let's see, I mean, there's not very many people here, but did you ever sign up on a dating site? I did. I had nightmare, I guess there's just not a lot of women who signed up for these, lesbian dating sites. But it just wasn't fun. It was a bad thing. But this is a suck-ass company, because not only did they not have the proper things in place to protect people, they charged them extra money to protect people. And what I was going to say a minute ago is there are women sign up free. Men pay. And they don't pay a monthly fee. They pay you get so many points, or what do they call them? I forgot what they called them. But you get so many of these to make a website. Hold on a minute. You get so many of these points to go towards. Yeah, the cheaters are at fault. That's true. Y'all didn't ever go on a dating site? Man, it's not a good thing. But so, say you get 500 points, you pay, and then what happened was, there weren't nearly as many women on there as there were men, and they had to find, they had to use up this money that these men were paying in, and they had bots talking to them to use up their points so that they would pay more money. So they were just cheating them all the way around. Cheating a cheater, right? I mean, these guys were cheating, wanting to find somebody to cheat with. I'm sweaty. It's hot. I don't know if y'all can hear fans blowing on me, but anyway. So that was the other thing, is they cheated them out of all kinds of stuff. And then, let me see. Do y'all have any thoughts while I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to say here? I'm going to take a little bit from this, some info from this, because 10 most shocking reveals from Netflix Ashley Madison documentary. That'll kind of tune me into a few things. Oh, really? The Craigslist killer? I didn't know about that. Well, dating apps in themselves are kind of odd, but even if you're on just a regular dating site that's not catering to cheaters, there's still some cheaters on there, and liars too. Like, people will put a picture. I had this one woman put a picture up, and so, I will, Betty Damboot, put this picture up. Oh, wow, Bones. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Well, that's pretty typical of me. Okay, let me just read from this. Ashley Madison faced challenges getting mainstream ads. So, if you're a YouTube creator, you know that like there's no way that they would monetize this content because it's about sex, and they're not going to monetize that. And so Ashley Madison had problems buying advertising for mainstream media and mainstream, television and everything, because, oh, that's good, Bones. What channel? But they were still able to grow, and they probably even had trouble on like Facebook and stuff, and then it says, the dating site known for promoting affairs struggled to attract women, resorting to fake profiles and bots to inflate numbers, which is what I just said. After the hack, Ashley Madison tried to keep it a secret. You're only as sick as your secrets. Just always remember that. That's a very good way to think about things. BBC. Yeah, that's cool, Bones. What's it about? After a devastating hack, Ashley Madison tried to keep it secret but failed, leading to public shaming, depression, and even suicide. Now, I'm like Betty, it's the cheater's fault. The cheater cheated. The cheater got caught. You're almost always going to get caught, right? You're almost always going to get caught when you do something bad. The truth comes out. They happen to get caught because Ashley Madison screwed them over and didn't provide adequate protection for this dating website. And in the Netflix documentary, there were some shocking reveals about the dating site that catered to married people who were looking to have affairs. It started in the early 2000s, and the early 2000s was the early social media, like AOL.com, and that's not social media, but that's just an early time when people started having computers at home. We didn't have cell phones in the early 2000s. I imagine this was very popular. I mean, I'm sure that people were thrilled to have this. Dial-up, yes. Remember all that? Excuse me. So their tagline is, "Life is short, have an affair." And that's the thing, like with this little young Christian Sam Rader guy who's preaching about, family and wholesomeness and and God and family, all this, wholesome stuff, and he's over there having multiple affairs and doing multiple things that were not conducive to having a young Christian family. But I looked today, and there's a recent videos on YouTube from him, and did you see the one of him? Did you hear about this? If you saw this Netflix documentary, you saw where he faked. Maybe they faked maybe they faked a pregnancy, because it's all fakey acting. They're not good actors. And he goes into the bathroom where she has peed in the toilet overnight and not flushed it, because supposedly flushing the toilet could awaken their baby. That doesn't sound very likely. But I don't know. I'm not, I didn't have a baby. Maybe the toilet was loud. I don't know. But he goes in there with a dropper and takes a pregnancy test and puts the toilet water pee on the pregnancy test, right? And puts it in his pocket, and then goes in there and fakes and she's like, "Oh, you brought a pregnancy test? Oh, you brought a positive pregnancy test home?" And then she goes, "Oh, did you use an eyedropper from the toilet?" How would she know? So anyway, they said that they were pregnant. And 2 days later, they said they lost their baby. So, typically when you get pregnant, I might not have had a baby, but I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. I'm not uneducated. You don't tell everybody when you first do a pregnancy test. Not the internet. Not on your blog. Yes, clicks and views. Clicks and views. So really watching the little bit of them that I watched, it reminded me of the Watts, because, except the Watts were more about Thrive, selling their MLM product, whereas this couple was more about selling the idea of the perfect young Christian family. Micah Miller, her husband, yeah, that guy too. On July 13th, 2015, Ashley Madison was hacked. So if you just think about where you were in the summer of 2015. I'm not sure exactly what I was doing that year. But this anonymous group called the Impact Team demanded that the dating site should be shut down immediately. When the company failed to comply, the hackers released all the information. I didn't know there was a lot of documentaries on Netflix about it. I'll have to go watch some more, because I thought it was really good, or thought this one was really good. So we already talked about they couldn't get ads. People didn't want to advertise having affairs. And only the men were customers. Yeah, I mentioned that a minute ago. The women could join for free. The men had to pay. The men, more than likely, it's still this way that men, if you took, a ratio, that more men have better, higher paying jobs than women, it's evening out some, but men were most likely the ones who were going to get hurt by this. So they had to bring in women. They couldn't do it without the women. They couldn't do a cheating dating site without women unless it was for only gay men or men interested in trying it out. The site didn't really have as many women as it seemed. The bots lured the men in so they could make more money from the subscriptions. That all came out, and I was saying this earlier because I heard it in the show. They lied about how secure the site was. The whole premise was that its members could have affairs without worrying about getting caught or their personal information getting out. Look, the person that I knew, the man that I knew that was doing this, one of them, I knew better than the other guy that I knew on here, but he was an attorney, so, you know, it's not going to make him lose his job when he was self-employed. He had his own business, but it's still not the best thing to get out. Since they were promised total animosity, most members freely gave out their real names, credit card information, and sexual desires. So there were little boxes you could check if you were into this, if you were into this, if you were into this. Things that you probably wouldn't admit to just anybody in your life. But an easy way to sort through those things that you want on the side in life. And then you could just put them in there, and then the computer would match you up with people. They promised their users that it would protect and wipe out their data for a price. Protect and wipe out. So it was going to erase that they had ever been there for $19. However, the company did not delete any data despite its customers paying for the protection Ashley Madison had promised. Why would anybody go there now? I would never support a company that did me that did people that wrong. Would you? The site was about as secure as my fried chicken sitting on the table with a bunch of hungry men. Yeah, Betty. Or some dogs. Some doggies. According to former Ashley Madison employees, security was an early concern for the company. They grew very rapidly, but they had no idea if the security measures they had put in place could prevent the site from being hacked. Obviously, they didn't care. The top executives were more concerned about growing the company than if the sensitive information the members put on the site was protected. And the hackers have never been caught. What do you think? Do you think the hackers could have been somebody like, you know, somebody who'd been cheated on, somebody who worked at this place, somebody who's in opposition to one of the people in the company? Ashley Madison tried to keep the hack a secret. Their worst nightmare came true. Their site had been hacked. The data breach was by the Impact team, and they demanded that the company should shut down immediately and permanently, or they would expose the information. They kept it a secret from law enforcement, the press, and the Ashley Madison members because such news would have meant the destruction of many lives. Oh yeah, let's keep it secret so it doesn't hurt anybody until it does. At the time of the hack, Noel Biderman was planning on making the company public, so it was imperative that the data breach had to be kept a secret. They were given 30 days. They tried to take matters in their own hands. The company hired Swedish hackers to find out who was behind the data breach, but they were unsuccessful because their only lead turned out to not be involved in the hack. 7 days into the hack, the media found out about the data breach, and the news caused a panic because more than 35 million of its users were about to have their private information made public. 35 million? 35 million people? 35 million. That's a huge number. Then the impact team released the information. Ashley Madison did not want to give in to the demands of the hackers, so they tried all they could to find out who was behind the hack. They gave up after 30 days, and all the data on the dark web was released. Or all the data was released on the dark web. It was one of the biggest data breaches ever seen, and it had devastating consequences for a lot of people. I mean, you're talking about 35 million people. Let's just say, I don't know, 10% of those. So that'd be 350,000, right? Is my math right? Or say 350,000 people. So 10% got their information released or seen by people. You know what that does to your job. Does it? It could affect your job. It could affect your family. It could affect your children, your marriage, your friendship, your extended family. Everything about your life could have been impacted. The public was fascinated by the Ashley Madison data breach and used it as a way to shame the site's members. For some people, those names were found on the list. The data leak was catastrophic. Some members of Ashley Madison suffered from anxiety and depression because of public shaming. It does to me, Mark. And there were bots in there, so, maybe half of those were bots since there weren't as many women signed up as men, but still, 1 million people to me sounds huge. The saddest consequence of the Ashley Madison data breach is undoubtedly the death of one of its members. One of the interviewees in the Ashley Madison documentary, Christy Gibson, revealed how the data breach led her husband John into taking his own life. John was a minister who taught at a New Orleans Baptist theological seminary but was fired when his bosses found out that he had been using Ashley Madison. Yeah, he was a teacher at a Baptist theological seminary, teaching other preachers how to preach, how to be preachers, how to lead a church. The fact that everyone knew about the secret he planned to take to the grave filled John with despair and shame, which ultimately led to his death. Now we're to Sam Rader. Sam Rader was an Ashley Madison customer. Sam and Nia Rader are two famous Christian YouTube vloggers whose lives were destroyed by the Ashley Madison data breach. Look, their lives weren't destroyed by the data breach. Their lives were destroyed because he's a lying cheater. Ashley Madison being, data breached, being hacked, didn't ruin his life. He ruined his life. He put himself in that place. But, okay, we'll say it was, okay, well, we'll blame it on the data breach. The couple rose to fame after they posted a video lip-syncing to Frozen's Love is an Open Door. Yeah, I feel bad for Sam's wife, but Betty Boop, she's still with him. Still with him. They've had more babies. So, The couple rose to fame after they posted a video. Oh, I already read that. When the Impact team released the first data dump, which contained Ashley Madison's client list and emails, Sam had no choice but to come clean about being a member of the site. This is the part. He's the one that really punched this in my face. Watching this, what a jerk. He denied ever having an affair and apologized for being involved with Ashley Madison. But there's more. When the Impact team released more information, which included all of Ashley Madison's emails and secret documents, it became clear that Sam had a lot to hide. It turned out Sam had lied to Nia and millions of his YouTube subscribers. He had been visiting strip clubs and had several affairs, which some of which were with the couple's acquaintances. Despite all the secrets that Sam had kept from his wife, the couple were able to work through their issues and are still together. In the documentary, the wife talks about how great their sex life was and how she was giving him everything he wanted. And there would be no reason for him to go do that. Evidently, she was wrong. She found a stash of his, Betty. I must have missed that part. When Noel Biderman was promoting Ashley Madison on talk shows, he claimed that he didn't cheat on his wife and that his marriage was monogamous. Later on, though, when the Impact team released the CEO's work and personal emails, it was revealed that Noel had been cheating on his wife with multiple women for several years. The Netflix documentary also revealed that Noel used escort services to have affairs with women who were as young as 18 years old. She did, Betty. After Ashley Madison was hacked, some people in the company suspected that Biderman was behind the data breach as a publicity stunt. But when they released his emails, it became clear that Biderman had nothing to do with the Ashley Madison hack. Well, true, save face. Mark, yeah. I mean, if you'd been, I have a tiny YouTube channel, but if you had a YouTube channel with millions of people, you've got these families watching you. You've got young Christian families watching you and thinking that you're a good person. When people say they're a Christian, it evokes a certain kind of thought about that person. So, you don't think of somebody who's talking about God and being a Christian and using that as part of their YouTube channel as doing anything that wrong. I'm not saying they have to be perfect, but going on to Ashley Madison and having affairs, no, that's not, The Impact team seemed to have a personal vendetta against Biderman, and they were determined to make him suffer for the role he had played in making Ashley Madison popular. Maybe it was his wife. Somebody on the inside did that. I think somebody in the know did that. You divorced your McNasty? The Impact team was not caught. Nah, we already knew about that. Ashley Madison is still active. Ain't it something? The data breach was good for Ashley Madison. Millions of people are now aware of its existence, which has led the company to amass over 80 million subscribers. 80 million. 80 million. It's not just in the United States either, so regardless of the ethics, it's still the #1 dating site for married people looking for a discreet relationship. I mean, is there another one? Man, oh man, oh man. Ex-employee, yeah, Mark. I think it was probably an ex-employee or somebody who was hurt by them. 80 million. 80 million. I just can't with that. All right, so then, so I don't think any of y'all I don't think y'all admitted to having any online dating experiences. I had this one, met this woman online, and we were going to meet for a drink at Chili's. And for some reason, I had a friend with me. I went there with a friend, which I didn't always do when I met people that I met on dating sites. I don't think I met like 3 or 4. So anyway, I go to meet her, and my friend and I are there, and we see these people walk in. Look, she shared her picture. You shared your pictures on there. Why do people lie? Why do people think that it's gonna be the one time that they're gonna get away with saying they look like this when they really look like this? I'm not all about looks, but we all have our tastes, And the first thing is, you don't freaking lie. Don't lie to me. Don't show up and be 300 pounds when your picture showed you to be maybe a little overweight. Maybe, I don't remember, she wasn't very tall, but why did you do that to me? Why do you show up like that? It's just not going to get them very far, and I think that was the last time I ever was on a dating site because it seemed like there were 12 people on there from the whole state of Arkansas, and I didn't want to be, what's 150? I didn't want to do that, It's just like, no, I didn't want to do that. So maybe she thought you might like her when you met her. Well, I get that, Bones. I get that. I would guess this wasn't her first rodeo, though. And I would guess that if you lie about that, like the person's not going to notice, then are you going to tell the truth about other stuff? I just don't know. But no, I wasn't going to. I wasn't going to like her. So that was like what did I just do? Oh, my computer screen's going black. I don't want that to happen. I'm not here anymore. Am I gone? Can y'all see me or hear me? My camera's still on, but I don't see myself on the screen anymore. Damn. Can you see me or hear me? You can hear me, but you just can't see me because, like, my camera's not showing up. Yeah, I've got a black screen too. Okay, well, I'll just keep talking then for a minute. I think something happened for sure. So what do you guys think about monogamy? Do you think that monogamy is there we go. Do you think monogamy is the right thing for marriage, or do you think that people should have an open? I mean, I believe that. Yeah, Ashley Madison got me. I think that if you can't stay faithful, don't get married. We went into the red room. I switched my cameras in StreamYard and then switched it back. That red room was a cover that's over my laptop camera, so I don't go like, you know. Yeah, Betty, I'm with you on that. If you can't stay faithful, don't get married. Marriage is really between the two people and God, right? If you're a Christian. And so if you're not going to be able to stay monogamous, then why do you get married? Oh, yeah, Bones. It is. It's nasty out there. And I mean, I've been cheated on. I've not been married. I've been engaged. I was engaged once. Kind of engaged another time. We weren't really engaged because the first time was with a man, but the second time was a woman, and there was no marriage for same-sex couples, so we didn't really do that. I have trust issues, so I can't imagine being able to stay with someone who cheated. Now, the first time I knew I was cheated on with this guy, I didn't leave him immediately, but I did, definitely changed things, but we were in the middle of drug addiction, so, it wasn't really a time. But when the day came when it was time, he got kicked out of my house. There's just that. So have I, and after all these years, he says he wants me back. Oh, no. No, I couldn't be with anybody who, really, if you lie to me, there's always going to be a division. There's always going to be a certain, hey, Ginger, there's always going to be a certain wall up, between us after that. I'm just talking about friends, people on YouTube, people in my real life. If you lie to me, we have a different relationship. So, good to see you, Ginger. Married to my Ginger, have you ever been on a dating site? So we were talking about Ashley Madison, but the hack and the Netflix thing. Oh, and Mark, thanks for the hair compliment. I saw that when my camera was glitching. Thank you. I got some highlights in my hair the last time. The wife's enough. Yeah. Look, if you can balance a wife or husband and an Ashley Madison romance on a dating site, a fuck buddy, whatever it is, I mean, and it's none of my business, but you wouldn't be part of my world. I just don't get how people can cheat like that. I don't understand it. Now, as a woman, we're supposedly more emotional than men and more feely, and we need more of the love to have the sexual components. All the great bees, not the bees. Wait, Ginger, not the cluster bees though. Not the cluster bees. Oh, if anybody wonders what happened to my eyebrow, I accidentally hurt it. I accidentally cut it off. It's so destructive to the one being cheated on. Well, if you don't have trust in a relationship, what do you have? If you can't trust the person that you're with, whether it's your, you know, I had an eyebrow thingy. It never did it before, but it did it that time. So it's growing back. You just can't see it on camera. I'm not trying to be. It's not like I used a filter and it disappeared. It literally disappeared. Bones, I can pretty much do. I can do a lot of shit, weird stuff, without really having to try. You did? Okay, so yeah. So, were you aware of the Ashley Madison hack and all that was going on? That was in 2015. So we were just looking at that. I can say that I've never cheated on anybody, though. Personally, I've never cheated. See, I actually carbon dated myself. Well, that's okay, Ginger. I mean, I'm over 60, so I mean, well, I guess I'm kind of done talking about this, and we will say it's the lighting. Yeah, it's the lighting. It's the lighting, and it made my whole eyebrow disappear. Made it disappear. I appreciate y'all being here and helping me get back into. Dang, what was that? Helping me get back into going live. I hope to go live more, and it's been a while. And I want to just pop on sometimes and just talk. But obviously, I don't want to be involved in any of the old community that I used to be part of. I'm not dissing anybody for being in there. It's just not something that I need to do in my life for my own health issues. And yeah, please give a thumbs up. I miss just being able to come in and talk about stuff. But I think it was something that I definitely had to do to break away and like not be brought up anymore into it. So I'll come back soon and we'll talk about a little bit about, if y'all want, what's been going on with my channel and with me. I've had some health problems. Oh, good, Ginger. If anybody's interested in, coming on and chatting with me about that, I hope you'll show up for it. Currently, just a short thing, I'm currently awaiting approval for an MRI because I was having severe migraines and both arms going numb, and my pain in my neck and my lower back is really bad, but it's the neck stuff that's going on right now that was causing me to, I ended up in urgent care, which I don't do unless I have to. I've been to urgent care twice in my life, both within the last 6 months. One, when I fell on the ice. I don't know if I did post that video in a short. I fell really bad on my already messed up back that I was going to PT for at the time. And then I got a whiplash from that, which we didn't treat at PT. We were going to go start treating it, but then I took a break from PT. And in the meantime, this started happening. I've got a pinched nerve in my neck or something, and a lot of the symptoms that I was having could be either a stroke or a heart attack or a pinched nerve in your neck. So I'm still awaiting approval on an MRI, and I have an open appointment to go to my PT and start back for that. So hopefully this will get better. I'm having a headache right now. I haven't had the bad aura. Like, you can only do so much on a computer when you're having migraines with aura. If you know what that is, if you know about the aura, there's not a whole lot you can do when you've got the aura like that. And so it's really put a damper on my channel and everything. So, and my life, because I can't even exercise right now. So anyway, I appreciate that, Ginger. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the Ashley Madison thing. I thought that was fascinating today. When I watched the documentary the other day, mostly about the Sam Raider, I'd love to just go in and just dish on him for about 30 hours. But at the same time, I don't enjoy putting other people down. I know I did some stuff in the past on my channel. I don't enjoy that. I don't want to do that. And so even famous people who, have millions of fans and adoring people in their lives, it's not something that I'm going to dwell on. So anyway, I'm trying to be a good person. I appreciate you guys being here, and be kind to yourself and show up again for me, please. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon, and have a great Sunday. Bye.